Hey, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 2018 Alfa Romeo Fantasy Career Mode here on Motorsport Manager. We're here for round number 10 at the Belgium Grand Prix. If you did not see the previous one at the British Grand Prix, I implore you to go check that one out before you see this one. Probably the best race we've had so far in this entire Career Mode series. So if you haven't seen the previous episode at the British Grand Prix, yeah, definitely go check that one out before you continue on with this one. But going into Belgium, it's an exciting episode, not just for the race, but also you can see here, building the forecasting center is 1 week away, so we'll get it done this episode. I don't know, even maybe before the Grand Prix, because 1 week, I think there's more than 1 week till the, yeah, there you go, it's going to get done. We've also got a political vote, so a lot of stuff is going to be happening in this episode, which is rather exciting. Before we get into any of that, though, we need to look at the pit crew, because coming off the back of the British Grand Prix, 2 mistakes for Nico Rosberg, which you can argue helped Sainz. Spoiler warning now, it's been long enough into the episode. Obviously, the 2 mistakes might have helped Sainz take the win, and Rosberg might have been ahead of Sainz if it weren't for those mistakes. But, you know, I couldn't guarantee that. At the start of that Grand Prix, the mistake percentage and, you know, the stamina and everything like that looked pretty okay for most of the pit crew. So it was a kind of odd one where it suddenly all just came to a head, and for the first time this season, we had 2 mistakes in a row, and a mistake, you know, just full stop. I think that was the first time we had a mistake. And now the mistake percentage is at 7 and 5.9% for 2 of these guys. So something needs to change there. In terms of the stamina levels, these 2 are good. So we can do a straight swap in. Swap this guy for this guy, swap this guy for this guy, and so that's, you know, actually we've improved our pit stop 2.03, so it's 0.01 second faster than we had it before, and now we've got rid of these guys who are prone to making mistakes. They're in recovery. I'll keep them in recovery and see. We don't need to worry about this dude. He's just on fixing the car, but we've not even had to fix a part of any part of our car, really, so that's fine. But yeah, big mistake percentage, so we'll just swap those guys in. No need to hire anyone new, but definitely needed to do that, but that's a little bit worrying. So hopefully those guys, that percentage goes down a little bit and we can use them in the future. But pretty good stamina for the rest of the guys, so I don't think we need to worry too much there. This guy, 50 out of 90, that's a little bit iffy, but at the moment I don't want to spend too much on any new pit crew at the moment. I think we should be fine at least for the Belgian Grand Prix, but that's something we need to rectify because that was the first time we've had 2 mistakes in one race, and according to the news, that was the blunder that handed the win to Carlos Sainz, even though I argue that Sainz was overall just consistently quite fast throughout the entire Grand Prix. Yes, Rosberg was gaining at the end, and you've got to say with the 2 mistakes, he probably would have been within like half a second maybe at the end of the Grand Prix, but I think Sainz overall did a decent job to actually secure that, and as I said, he kind of almost deserved that win due to the fact that we had to cruelly take the win away from him when the game, save game kind of corrupted at the very start of this Season 3, and we had to do the entire kind of fix and rerun the Australian Grand Prix, so I kind of personally feel good that at least he got that win back that he kind of technically did. Obviously the one that you guys saw on camera, but we never actually got to keep. And Rosberg, again, kind of reaffirming he's got a rivalry now with Valtteri Bottas, which is kind of neat because he appears to be one of the guys we're fighting quite hard on track now. You know, we're fighting Hamilton, sort of. Hamilton had a very weird Grand Prix last time. I actually missed it completely, but you guys pointed out that Hamilton qualified down in P19 last time, so I don't know what on earth went on with him at the home Grand Prix, but yeah, he had a bit of a nightmare, but we're definitely fighting Bottas, at least, right on track, and actually we're pretty damn close, 109 to 113. Hamilton may be, you know, pretty much running away with the championship, but we could try and aim for second place with Nico Rosberg in this Drivers' Championship, and, you know, Sainz could be aiming to also try and close up on Ricciardo and Vettel if it keeps on going like this for him, so at least Ricciardo there with only 3 points to him. Constructors-wise, probably not going to catch Mercedes, as I said. I think Mercedes already pretty much booked the championship, but we're going to go for best of the rest, which will be second place, and we're doing a fabulous job to stay ahead of Red Bull, who are only just getting caught by Ferrari, really. They're not really making major gains on us. They're kind of just looking towards back towards them, behind them to Ferrari. So all good, all is good in our world. So we're going to move on then to a car being repaired. I'm going to have a little gander at seeing what we're doing. So the brakes, we're improving still, that's fine. Rear wing, yeah, still need to improve that. We're improving the risky part, remember. We're also doing the one we can do and the one we can use, so that's fine. Suspension, we're improving. That's got a little bit of ways to go. And reliability-wise, well, don't really need to worry about it, but I may as well remove these ones and see what else I can bung on here, really, just for the sake of it. May as well do the engine here, 92 293. We can always use a bit more. Obviously, remember, our engine was wearing out quite a bit at the end of the British Grand Prix, so may as well improve that. What else? I guess suspension is always good. That was also a bit iffy at the end of the British Grand Prix, so, you know, it never hurts to do that. We'll go 19 to 1. That seems like a fair thing, but for now, I'm going to personally save the money. There were a few comments from you guys saying I should maybe build another risky part. I'm going to wait one more episode, and then I'll look at maybe building a risky part, but at the moment, I just want to try and maybe get over the 5 million mark if we can, just to feel a bit more safe in that kind of way, even though it kind of, obviously, if we spend money on a risky part, I'll go back under 5 million, but you get what I mean, just for the sake of, I've always been quite frugal with my money in this series, so I just want to get to that point. There we go, though. Our building the forecast center is going to be done in under 1 hour, and we've got shorter races being voted on by the GMA, so that's going to be the next vote we work on. But here we go. That's awesome. Our new forecasting center is there. Where is it? In our where on earth is it? Where the hell is it? In our... Is it there? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Tucked in the right corner. There it is. So our HQ plant is looking pretty nice. We've got a lot of different buildings going on, but there we go. Forecasting center has been built. And so we got a new vote coming up, but target update, all good. Merchandising opportunity. A drinks company has approached us with a new idea. They want to create a hilarious little plastic figurine of Carlos Sainz and ship him with every crate sold. It might not be the most ethical money we've ever made, but there sure is a lot of it. It wouldn't be right, plus 10 on morale, or ka-ching, we get 1 million, morale minus 10, minus 5 on chairman happiness. Well, morale-wise, I mean, Sainz is pretty high on the morale, isn't he? Yeah, he's pretty damn high. He just got 37.5 for Britain, so you minus 10, that's still 27 on that, so I think that's fine. And chairman-wise, well, let's have a look. Where's our chairman happiness? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Our job is very secure. So let's take the cool 1 minute. I think that's a cool idea. I don't think that's unethical. I think that's pretty damn cool to have that. I mean, I'd also argue that a driver should be pretty kind of find that funny in a way, that he gets his own kind of figurine sold with energy drink. So I don't know why that would be a minus 10 on the morale, but there you go. We're going to get 1 million there. So we're already over 5 million. And then we got a new vote, but our new forecasting center, that's going to be cool. So there isn't any rain forecast for Belgium, unfortunately, but if there was, we could, you know, see into the future a bit more and see how it goes. But let's go to the politics then. So a new vote has begun on the GMA. It's about a 36-lap race on average. At the moment, I don't even know what we have. What do we even have at the moment? Let me look at the... Can I go to here and view the rules? Current rules, 40 lap race on average. So we'd be minusing 4 laps on average. I think I could be okay with that, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't mind a shorter race. In a way, it might help us as a team in Alfa Romeo. I'm also just thinking, for the series' sake, I don't know. I mean... I don't know, for the series, it wouldn't really affect things too much, but for our performance, I'm not too sure. This rule will not benefit low-quality teams, apparently like me. Apparently, it's better if it's a longer race. I guess that's a pretty good argument, actually, technically, because if it's a longer race, there's more chance the top teams make a blunder, and there's more chance for me to capitalize. So, actually, I might want to keep the longer races, but I don't know. I'm going to abstain. I know I've done this a lot, but honestly, it's not a vote that I care about too much. 4 laps difference. It's not going to make a heap of difference for the series in terms of the videos, in terms of the video length. Maybe they just shorten by, like, you know, 2 minutes if there's 4 less laps. Performance-wise, I can't really call it. I mean, it kind of is good, but kind of bad. Because remember, if you have a scenario like Cape Town, the South African Grand Prix, if it was a shorter race, Rosberg could have held on to that race lead. So, you know, there's arguments for and against. So I'm just going to abstain and see what the teams kind of think about it. So let's skip to the end and see. I reckon they'll probably vote against. I think majority might want to keep the longer races. And there you go. I was correct. So in the end, it wouldn't have mattered too much for me. It's a 7-5 vote. So either way, I wouldn't have been able to swing it, because I was going to vote with 1 voting power anyway. So if I voted for, it would have been 6-7. If I voted against, well, it would have been 8-5. So actually, that's probably a good thing I didn't even vote. So there you go. Not going to be any shorter race. We're going to keep the 40 laps on average. So we're going to move forward then into the Belgian Grand Prix. We've got a race preview. Mercedes should be strong around there. So like I said, Mercedes are pretty much running away with this, but we'll try our best once again. And you never know. Let's kind of pray a little bit. Let's pause it right here. Let's do a little bit of praying. Let's pray maybe this qualifying race. It says sunny and cloudy and sunny. Maybe there still could be a bit of rain. You never know with Belgium. But in terms of the tyres, we're taking low tyre wear. So let's take a lot of super softs. We'll take 6 super softs. And mediums we'll take 5, and we'll take 6 of each. We'll take 6 of each, and we'll only take 3 of the soft tires. We probably won't end up using the soft tires quite a bit, because low tire wear means that if it is completely dry, we could get away with maybe a 1 stop on the medium tires, or we could play aggressive. In terms of the parts we're going to give them, pretty much I think there was a good balance of the British Grand Prix. Rosberg has a tiny bit of a better car, but not enough where if Sainz pulls up his socks, he could do a good performance and outperform Rosberg. So I think it was a good balance that we had with British Grand Prix. So we're going to remain with that, and we're just going to go on into practice for the Belgian Grand Prix. Apparently all clear, but let's see. So once again, I'm going to be putting Leclerc and Rosberg in the car. It seems to be going well. Last 3 rounds, we lost 2 rounds, and 3, including this one, we've done that with Leclerc taking Sainz's car and getting the growth that way for him in the practice session. And it's been going well. He's been doing a decent job at setting up the car, so I think he deserves to continue doing it as long as he does a good job and gets that setup level to a good height. Obviously, it does bring Sainz's morale down a tad, like by 2 points, but he's making it up in the race anyway, so I think it's a good system at the moment. And so I'm really now, more than ever, kind of really happy about the setup we've got going at this team of Rosberg, Sainz, and Leclerc as a kind of trio of a group. And around Belgium, obviously, it's a very long lap, and so this has always been a very difficult session to get a lot of knowledge done. But now, in Season 3 with Nico Rosberg, it may not be much of a challenge again. So, having him in the team, I've said it so many times now, it just makes everything easier. And even here at Belgium, which has pretty much been one of the hardest places to get a lot of knowledge in the amount of time we have in practice, it's going to be pretty piss easy, I think, to get all 3 levels, hopefully. Fingers crossed. This is when, ironically, it starts to rain halfway through the session out of nowhere, and I don't get the knowledge, and I just jinx myself. Right, we've got 2 excellents and a great for Rosberg, so his setup is pretty much already done. So good first-time guess there for him, 96%, so we can pretty much send him out on a 12-lap race stint and just get all the knowledge we need for the mediums and the race trim, and meanwhile send Leclerc out to, again, readjust his setup, but we're all good for a Rosberg at least. Meanwhile, for Leclerc, we need to adjust a little bit. We've got good for the downforce and the handling, so not too sure which way we should go. Top-end speed's pretty good. So perhaps he wants a little bit less downforce potentially. Right, Leclerc comes in after that setup tweaking. There we go. I was correct. 2 excellents and a great, so he did want a little bit less downforce. So we've got all that set up, and now he can just go out and do his thing. So at the moment, we're nearly level 1 on medium and race. That's with Rosberg. So I'm just going to continue doing Leclerc on some qualifying trims, and we'll try and get that up. And then Nico can join him a little bit later on in the session to try and bump that up. But 98% set up there. Very good stuff for Leclerc. So now I can just sit back and relax and watch them do their lap times at the moment. Obviously, it's a 1:30 lap time, so it's going to be close, but I think we should be able to get everything done. And doesn't look like I said, doesn't look like there's actually going to be any rain, so we'll see. Right, bringing Rosberg in. We're just ticked over to level 2 on the mediums and race trim, so I'm going to swap Rosberg onto the qualifying trim, so we can at least get level 2 on Super Softs and Quali if we can't make the entire 3 levels here. So I'm going to move him onto Super Softs. Leclerc was going to come in naturally anyway from his little qualifying stint, so I'm going to put him on Quali as well, and we'll double up on this and really try and elevate this as high as we can in the time we've got left, and then we'll move our focus back on to the race trim. I'll put a new set of Super Softs, unfortunately, for Leclerc. So in the race and Quali, Leclerc might have one less set of Super Softs to use, but I don't know. I have a feeling we probably won't end up using a lot of Super Softs this race time round, because unlike the last 2 where we've been pretty damn aggressive with the strategy here at Belgium, because it's such a long lap, and I think the 1 stop would be the best way to go probably. So I think we probably will end up actually using the mediums for quite a bit of the race, unless it rains. If it does rain, that changes everything really, because then we can go aggressive and it might be worth it. Yeah, so it's probably a good thing I swapped them over to qualifying in the Super Softs trim. So actually, Belgium's still even tricky, even with the Nico Rosberg at your disposal. It is tricky because we're only getting to level 2 right now, and I don't think we'll actually be able to do this and juggle everything and get level 3 on everything. So this is going to be a little bit tough. Right, yeah, we'll get level 3 on qualifying, and we'll just about get level 3 on the medium tyres, but that's going to be it. We're only going to have level 2 for the race trim and level 2 for the Super Soft tyres. So a bit of an odd one, really. Unlike me, I've got more knowledge for qualifying than I do for the race, which is very unlike me, but we just don't have the time. We've got 30 seconds left. I may as well send them out maybe for a last gasp stint here, but yeah, unfortunately, might be a bit of a different, race to quali this time round. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, like a couple of seconds left. I may as well send him out. I mean, let's just do that. On the super softs, yeah, may as well. A couple of seconds, but that's not going to matter. He goes out. Oh, yeah, he went out of the pit lane and came back in. Yeah, that's fine. But, yeah, very odd one, actually. So, for the first time, the Rosberg OP in practice was not enough. Maybe with Sainz in the car, maybe that could have been all 3 levels got on for everything, but with Leclerc obviously being a little bit slower on the feedback than Sainz, it just wasn't possible. But we still did some good work. I think level 2 on the other stuff, super soft and race, is still pretty okay. I wanted to focus on the qualifying, getting level 3 at least, because I feel like if we're further up the grid, we can do a better job of just holding cars up maybe and just staying up there, rather than if we start low down, we have to make overtakes happen. And as has been apparent in the last couple episodes, it's been tricky to make overtakes. You know, Britain, we control the race. We didn't have to make many overtakes apart from, what was it, Rosberg getting past Bottas and Sainz into turn 1. But apart from that, there weren't many overtakes. So I feel like our team at the moment, the way the car is, we do better in clean air. And when we don't have to actually make overtakes, when we control the race, we can do well. So that's why I want to focus on getting higher up the grid instead of the race, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if there's a huge difference between level 2 to level 3 in the race trim. You know, I've played the game for plenty of time, but I still haven't really noticed if there's that much of a difference. So we'll see. But let's go into quali then and see how it goes. Obviously, we'll go for super soft and qualifying trim. Looks pretty damn sunny to me right now, so I don't think there'll be any rain coming this entire weekend, unfortunately, to help us out, but that's fine. Let's try and see if we can do anything on merit of the car. I mean, you know, for the first 2/3 of the race in Britain, you know, it was dry and we were doing well. So, you know, the car does have some kind of speed. We'll just have to see if we can unlock it this time with Sainz and Rosberg. Going to wait a little bit, though, to see the track grip go up somewhat, and then we'll send them out. Obviously, it's a long lap, so I can't wait too long, but I'll wait till 9 minutes at least, and then send Sainz out, I think, and then we'll send Rosberg out next. Yeah, I'm going to send Sainz out, I would say now. Looks like we've got a nice bit of a gap here that we can maybe send him out for. And we'll wait a few more seconds, and then I'll send out Rosberg right now on another set of super softs. So there we go. I'm going to do both on auto. Auto for Sainz. I'll do Rosberg manually now because I can afford to do it manually. So I can just let Rosberg do his thing. I can let Sainz do his thing, and then I'll swap it round for the next run. I'll do Sainz manually, and I'll let Rosberg have the computer there. So let's see what we can do with Rosberg here and see if we can beat the computer. So we've got cold and overheated for the computer there. So really bad outlap there for that. And for us, well, it's actually, I would agree with the computer. It's very tricky. We've got perfect and overheated, but we're side by side with the Ferrari car there. So that is unfortunately going to be probably Rosberg's lap completely hindered and bottled a little bit. So that's really unfortunate for him. No clean air for him. For Sainz, he's got plenty of clean air. So I think Sainz, even though he'll have less track grip than Rosberg, he's going to probably be a little bit worse off. Unless, I don't know, maybe in theory, Rosberg's getting a tow and a slipstream here from the Ferrari car, but I doubt that's going to be too powerful. I don't know. I've been proven wrong before in the past, so let's see. We'll speed this thing up and see how Sainz does versus Hamilton, who's already set a lap time. At the moment, it's a 1-2 for Mercedes. Bottas 5/10 off Hamilton, though. But Sainz across the line, what's it going to be? It's P4. Pretty okay. Nearly 7.5 tenths off then. That pole time. Let's see, Rosberg now crosses the line. He's 5/10 off at the moment. Across the line, and it's P8. He loses about 1/10.5 there to Carlos Sainz. So lost a bit being behind that Ferrari car. Not that much, but definitely lost a bit there. So it's definitely going to need to be a better lap the second time round. Track grip's just going up and up and up. So I think it's going to be worth waiting right till the end of the session maybe to send these guys out. But this time round, I'll be doing Sainz manually and Rosberg on the computer. Even though Rosberg got held up, I think it's only fair to do Sainz manually now and leave Rosberg to the computer. But we'll bring Sainz in, bring Rosberg in. We'll just wait a little bit. We could probably wait till about, I would say, 2 minutes to go. I think 2 minutes to go. I think we could probably comfortably wait till then. So let's just fast forward this and see how it goes. Hopefully there'll be a bit of a gap to kind of send them out in. I think there will be. Okay, bit of a gap. I can see a big gap right now, so let's send them out. So Rosberg, I'll send Sainz out first. I'll do him manually, but I'll send him out first because I want, seeing as Rosberg's the one that has the slower time, I want him to have the advantage of the bigger track grip. But okay, it's going up and up. Okay, I'll send Rosberg out now on super softs just to doubly make sure he has space here. But Sainz, I'll do you manually, mate. So we'll go on the offensive here, and then for Rosberg, you'll come out and you will have clean air. Yeah, you'll have clean air. I'll go on auto for him. Go back to Sainz, do it manually, but hopefully Rosberg keeps that clean air and can have a decent enough computerized outlap here. But with Sainz, we'll slow him down a little bit, try and bring these tyre temps down, but they shoot down so fast. That's the issue here around Belgium. Looks like the tyre heating is very, very tricky around here. Just really plummets down when you go a little bit low. So let's try and thread the needle here and get this perfect. Unfortunately, the brakes are probably going to end up being overheated, but let's see. Perfect and good. Okay, pretty damn awesome outlap there for Carlos Sainz, and he's got a lot of clean air, so this could be a pretty decent lap then for him on that. So let's see, and meanwhile Rosberg's good and overheated. He's got no car ahead of him though, so that's good. So let's see, let's watch both these guys and see if they can improve, hopefully at least green sectors, if not purple. So let's speed this up then. So a very long lap. Green first sector for Carlos Sainz. It's green sector for Rosberg as well. 2 greens for Sainz. That's good. Hamilton goes even faster and extends his gap to 0.6 to second place. Sainz across the line though, and it's going to be only P5. He improves, but it's not enough to get him off P5. And Rosberg is now up into P6. And look at that. Wow. 1.129, 1.131. That is uber close. You could not get them any more equal, Carlos Sainz and Rosberg. Well, once again, 2 times in a row now, Carlos Sainz in the slightly inferior car has out-qualified Nico Rosberg. Fair play, but I would say really solid qualifying. I think that's maybe a bottleneck of where the car is, / also we didn't have level 3 on the super soft tyre, so maybe that also factored into it. Maybe if we had level 3, maybe that could have been the front row in 3rd place potentially, but I think we've done a really decent job. We seem to be in a bit of a no man's land here because we're 1/10 behind Ricciardo, but we're about 2/10 ahead of Brendan Hartley in the Toro Rosso, who's out-qualified a Red Bull car. Wow, go on Brendan Hartley. So Hartley's done very well indeed. Where on earth is Gasly then? His teammate. He's where's Gasly? Gasly's in P13. Okay, so Hartley's pulled it out of the bag for Toro Rosso there, but once again, Hamilton, absolutely OP as ever, 0.6 ahead of the man in 2nd place. Right, so the race seems pretty clear, all sunny, and I don't think there's going to be any rain, so it is going to be on pure pace today. So, in terms of the knowledge, I'm not really too sure. Let's have a look at the tyres then, and see how this goes. So, I've only got 2 fresh sets of super softs here. Those go 13 laps, probably only 11, realistically. These go 20 laps, so we've got 31 laps. So, we can make a one-stop work with super soft to the medium tyres. So pretty much it's a no-brainer. I think that's what we're going to be doing, which is super soft to the medium tyre, I think. I don't think we have the pace to pull off a 2-stop. And it's a pretty easy 1-stop. Like, that's going to be 11 laps, or even if he did 10 laps, and then you just do 21 laps on the mediums, and you're there for 31 laps. So, no-brainer in that kind of regard. That does make things a little bit tricky in terms of what we choose for the knowledge. Obviously, I'm going to choose race trim, but in terms of the performance, we can either have level 2 on super softs or level 3 on the mediums. Considering, though, we'll be probably on the medium tyres for longer, I'm tending to probably just go to level 3 mediums there. Because we'll be on those for 20 laps, whereas on the super softs we'll only be on those for 10 laps. So I think that makes sense to me, at least. Race trim 2, medium tyres 3, and yeah. So for the first time in like 2 episodes, we'll actually be doing the conservative strategy of going on the mediums, the hardest tyre available at the Grand Prix weekend, and just going long on that. So yeah, that's the way we're going to go. Both of them starting on super softs. I think we're both going to try and push forward at the start of this race, and then hopefully try and maintain where we are throughout the entire Grand Prix on those mediums. But I don't think the 2-stop's going to be worth it for us. Maybe I think you might see in this Grand Prix the Mercedes try a 2-stop potentially, so there could be some room to maybe defend from them as they try and come through the field. But if it's not going to rain, I think the 1-stop's on here today. It's going to be a pretty straightforward race. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, but we take up the entire 3rd row of the grid. Rosberg's on -4, not on -4, on 4 form. Sainz on 8. That's a little bit odd. I think that's also a bit due to Rosberg once again being beaten by Sainz. So it's kind of interesting. Sainz got a lot of momentum here, so I'll be very intrigued to see how this race pans out and if Sainz can pull through another good performance against his more senior and better teammate, quote unquote. And I don't know. We'll see how Hartley does here. Very surprising P7, but hopefully these two can have a bit of a kerfuffle and not have a great race. But who am I kidding? They're probably going to get a 1-2 if it's not for Sebastian Vettel. Let's see though, because we're going to go to now 5 red lights to the Belgium Grand Prix, then 31 laps ahead of us on the 3rd row of the grid. 5 roulets are out and we're underway. It's a good start there for Sainz, and Rosberg gets overtaken by Hartley, actually. So it's a poor start for the German. He's down to P7 at the moment. Meanwhile, Sainz up into third. He's overtaken Bottas there. And so Sainz already past one Mercedes. Vettel in the lead. Hamilton's bottled it a little bit. Rosberg, though, has made a fantastic triple overtake there. He's up into P4 now, ahead of Bottas, Hartley, and Ricciardo. And it's Verstappen going way down the order in P10 then. Paffett in P6, Hartley in P7, and Rosberg now is coming for Carlos Sainz. So let's see once again Sainz v Rosberg potentially for third place in this Grand Prix so far, and maybe the chance to get some clean air. No, Rosberg makes a mistake there, and Bottas down his inside. Bottas now up into P4, Rosberg down to P5, so it's all kicked off there on that first lap. So Rosberg with a bit of a mistake. And so now he needs to try and re-overtake Bottas if he can. Vettel with the fast lap of the Grand Prix. He's doing well. He's only about half a second, though, ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is gaining. He's only 0.3 now behind him. So will the Brit be able to re-overtake the German? He's going to come. There he goes into the chicane. Very, very close stuff there. So it's a great battle for first place. Sainz at the moment just ahead of Bottas for third place. Hopefully he can keep that there, but the tyre temps are going up and up and up, so we need to watch out for that. So let's go down to pushing on there and go to high fuel mixture for both these guys, and watch out for that, because obviously we need to protect the tyres till about lap 10 at least. And because of that, Bottas may be able to attack us as he's on overtake mode on the engine, whereas we're down to high, because I don't want to burn out the fuel too much. It's a long lap, so it's going to be tricky to save fuel around the lap, so let's watch out for that. Although Sainz is getting away from Bottas now, and actually Rosberg is the one closing back up to him. So let's see. I don't know, down this main straight I might actually bump up Rosberg to overtake mode here and give him a chance to maybe overtake him. Let's see, Rosberg, can he do anything down this straight as we go up the kind of fake Kemmel straight, as it were, at the Belgium Grand Prix? Can he try and chase him down towards the chicane? It doesn't look like it at the moment. We'll go to high now. So he's right up his tail, but for the most part we're staying in P3 and P5, and up ahead pretty much the same gap, Hamilton to Vettel, so these two quite equally matched. But I'm surprised now Sainz doing another fabulous job at staying ahead of one Valtteri Bottas. And again, just like the British Grand Prix, it's Rosberg that has to overtake Valtteri, and Rosberg tried around the outside, didn't work out, he got pushed out wide, and that now is going to cause him to be a bit vulnerable to Paffett there in the second Ferrari car. So unfortunate, again in second race in a row, Rosberg's the one that has to try and actually make stuff happen in this Grand Prix, whereas Sainz can just control this race. But I need to put them both on conserve now, because otherwise the tyre temps are going to go shoot up and they're going to go out of the window. So unfortunately Rosberg may be a bit under fire from that Ferrari car, and Sainz might be under fire from the Mercedes when we start conserving here. But meanwhile, look at that. Oh, it's side by side between Vettel and Hamilton. Lovely little scrap there. Hamilton on the outside, Vettel on the inside. They're side by side for a few corners, but Vettel manages to keep P1. Decent stuff there from the German. It's all kicking off here. It's a very... hang on. Vettel, Hamilton's back down the inside. It's a crazy Grand Prix so far. It's all kicking off in the top 5. Hamilton, again, tried to make a move for first place. Didn't work out. Vettel keeps it for now, but Hamilton is definitely trying to gun. Look at that, overtake mode on the engine there. He is gunning to try and take that first place. And meanwhile, Sainz on conserve is just creeping up behind them, actually. If they continue to fight like that, they're definitely going to lose enough time for us to creep up. And Rosberg now gains 0.8 from his previous lap, even though he's on conserve. So good stuff there. And could he maybe make an overtake on Bottas? Let's see. Right, lap number 6. At the moment, it's all the same. Rosberg in P5. He was getting a little bit to Bottas, but then fell away. I've got him on neutral and on normal for both the pushing and the fuel, and I've got the same for Carlos Sainz, because we need to kind of keep the tyre temps where they are, and both of them need to save fuel. Rosberg more than Sainz, because he's on minus 0.7 at the moment. Carlos Sainz on 4.2, so he could probably go high and keep going. I might put him on high just to make sure he stays ahead of Bottas, because Bottas at the moment is gaining a little bit visually. He's definitely getting closer to Sainz, but we're still there within a visual earshot of Hamilton v Vettel, and Vettel's still ahead of Hamilton. Vettel doing a fabulous job at just maintaining 0.2 ahead of Hamilton. You can see both of them playing around with the fuel, and Hamilton getting ever closer, but stays put for now, the German ahead of the Brit. And at the moment, doing a good job to keep this podium for now. But I'm not focusing on Sainz, honestly. I want to try and see if I can get Sainz ahead of Bottas, because if we could at least finish P3 and P4, that'd be really great, just to finish ahead of one of the Mercedes cars. And obviously for Rosberg, if he could beat Bottas this race, he has a good opportunity to overtake him in the championship. So I want to try and get Rosberg ahead of Bottas, but I just don't know how, because I have a feeling that everyone's going to try this one stop, so I just need to do it on pure pace alone. But Rosberg, you can see, he gains 1/10 here, and he gains to Bottas, but he can't make the overtake. And actually now, look at this, Bottas is really pushing it. He's on overtake mode, because now he's having a look at Carlos Sainz, and Sainz under pressure somewhat. Needs to go overtake mode for Sainz as well to try and stay ahead of Bottas if we can. So Bottas has his own plans to try and take third place away from me and Sainz. So let's see, on towards lap 8. Bottas is close, but not close enough. Not quite yet. Meanwhile, Vettel extends his gap from 0.2 to 0.4 at the moment. 0.5 it is. But definitely going to be a very intriguing race-long fight for P3 between our two cars and Valtteri Bottas. Oh my god, Bottas gets so close there. Right, lap number 9. Hamilton is past Vettel there. He's overtaken him into turn 1, I think that was, on the previous lap there. So now Hamilton, the championship leader, once again leads the race, and he's already 0.3 tenths ahead of Vettel. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Hamilton gallivanting off into the distance. Whereas with Sainz at the moment, we're a little bit tricky on tyre wear, 29% now. Bottas right up our chuff, and he's attacking. He's on conserve now at the moment. I might do the same now with Carlos Sainz. We've got to conserve and high for him and try and kind of balance that out at the moment. But we're definitely getting quite close to the pit stop window, obviously, lap 9. Probably want to go one lap longer with Sainz. With Rosberg, he's got pretty damn good tyre wear, 33% compared to Sainz. So I might pit Sainz in on the next lap, and then with Rosberg come in on the next lap. But I might really attack in compared to Sainz maybe conserving as he comes in. So I'll see. I don't know. No, Hamilton and Vettel are staying out. I'll stay out with Sainz as well. I'll do the same with Rosberg. I don't know. Actually, I might attack with Rosberg now. I'm going to attack with Rosberg now. Lap 10. Let's see if we can do anything at the moment to try and close up on Bottas, whereas these two are conserving up ahead. So let's try and see. Attack in, and I'll pit in early now with Rosberg. Let him get the undercut, actually. And let's see how it goes. My tyres are fairly worn. Should we pit? We'll wait a little bit longer, Sainz, if we can, buddy. At the moment, Rosberg is gaining and gaining. He's gaining on Bottas. Oh no, Sainz's tyres are going off as well. Bottas is, I think he's attacking us. Bottas, no, he's on the same... He's not even high on the fuel mixture, and he's gained on us. Oh no. Okay, this is a bit of a tricky situation. I might have to double stack these guys, because I don't think Sainz can go the distance. He's on 20% warm. I don't know. It depends on if Vettel and Hamilton are coming in. I think Vettel's coming in, yeah. Hamilton's going to come in. That means Bottas is going to stay out, which means I think it will be worth for us to pit in. So I'm going to allow teammate through, since Rosberg's got the far better pace. You know, he's gained 1 second here. Sainz has lost 1/10, but I'm going to pit in both of them. So we'll come in for mediums. Park conditions fine. Fast pit stop, and hopefully there's no mistake there. There's a high risk level on the fixing parts. That's fine. Right, I'll pit in. I'll also pit in Sainz as well. Oh, Sainz actually stays ahead of Bottas. Fair play. But I'm going to pit both of them in. I'm going to pit both of them in because I don't think Sainz can go the distance there. We need him to come in as well. We'll lose too much time here, especially if Bottas is going to stay out. I think we'll get an undercut for both these guys. But there we go. Rosberg's going to overtake Bottas if he can. There we go. Rosberg through to third place, but both of them peel into the pits there. So double stack. So that's me a bit of time lost there for Carlos Sainz, but it's going to be worth it, I think, in the long run. So no mistake for either of them. That's good. We're going to go medium, pushing out on there, attacking high. All Sainz is side by side with a Red Bull car there of Daniel Ricciardo. Push on ahead. Yeah, there we go. Push on ahead and stay ahead of him, please. So Rosberg at the moment in P8, ahead of Esteban Ocon, closing up to Pierre Gasly. Yellow flags is some random guy I've never heard of has crashed out the Grand Prix. I think he's new around here. But Rosberg at the moment under attack from Ocon, who's on soft tyres. Meanwhile, for Carlos Sainz, he's attacking away from Ricciardo. We can put him on neutral now. I'll put him on pushing and high. And hopefully, I don't know. Let's see where Bottas is. He's only that much ahead. I think we should be able to jump him with Sainz, hopefully. Let's see. Sainz definitely did lose a bit of time there, but in theory, Bottas has lost more time on this lap. I hope. Let's see. Where is Sainz? Where on earth is he? Right. Please, please, please. Where is he? Right. Rosberg's crossed the line. Where's Bottas? Where's Bottas? Nah, I think Bottas has got us, unfortunately. Yep, he's got us, I think. He's got Rosberg as well. What the hell? How's that possible? That's just a Mercedes OP power there. Bottas is ahead of both of us, and we made the undercut and gained 1 second on that previous lap with Rosberg, and he still managed to get us. Right, lap 12. We're just ahead of Ocon. We're behind Bottas with both our cars. Bloody Mercedes. And Sainz, looks like that double stack was all for nothing, because now he's stuck behind a lot of traffic. all these guys will be pitting apart from Ricciardo. And Ricciardo's on the 2-stop, so that's not going to help Sainz in terms of just maintaining some clean air in this Grand Prix. So that's going to be a little bit, not a little bit, rather annoying. Quite a bit annoying, actually. Right, we've got Ricciardo being held up a little bit here behind Gasly and Kobayashi. So I'm going to go pushing an attack. Virtual safety car. Okay, we've got someone else crashing. Let's back up a little bit on the virtual safety car. That gives us some time to breathe a little. So at the moment... want me to pit the virtual safety car is active? No, Rosberg, let's not pit. I don't think there's any point of those guys pitting. But the thing is, Hamilton and Vettel are definitely doing a 2-stop here. Bottas are the only one in the top doing a 1-stop with us. So this race might not be over yet. But right now in the virtual safety car, there's no point pitting. I don't think we're going to gain much time and strategic advantage by pitting underneath this virtual safety car. So we'll just wait and try and time this correctly. And so as soon as it goes under, back to green, we need to make sure we're going on pushing, especially for Sainz. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars so close together. We need to time this correctly here. So, right, we're coming through to the end. I'm going to go high. I'm going to go medium and pushing. Okay, pause this. Pushing. I'm going to go pushing and overtake mode for Sainz. And I really want to see him just bolt off here from the green and hopefully make these overtakes. Come on, virtual safety car, green, green, green. Sainz, please, come on, push. Yes, here we go. Side by side with Ricciardo. No, Ricciardo comes back, though. This is a really big scrap now. Ricciardo's trying to overtake these two. Oh! Engine failure for Pierre Gasly. Gasly's out of this Grand Prix. Engine failure right in front of our eyes. And Ricciardo now side by side with Kobayashi. I really need Sainz to get his nose in there and overtake if he can, because this will be the best opportunity. Otherwise, Ricciardo will waltz off into the distance. Meanwhile, Rosberg is being caught by all of us because he's not going too fast, actually. We need to go high with him, I think, and try and catch up to Bottas, who's being held up right now by Lance Stroll. So we have opportunity, actually, to maybe overtake Bottas if we can. Let's go. Overtake, overtake. Come on, please, 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 please. Right, round the outside, down the inside of Kobayashi. Come on, Sainz. Come on, man. You need to make that overtake on Kobayashi, dude. This is not good. You need to get past him. You need to get past this Renault, dude. Otherwise, your entire race is going to really be put into disarray. Come on, down the inside. Oh, this is painful to watch. This is painful to watch. You don't have the fuel anymore, man. And Rosberg now is under threat from Daniel Ricciardo, let alone attacking Rosberg, attacking Bottas. God. Rosberg now is under threat from Ricciardo. Finally, Sainz has passed Kobayashi. Jesus, that was like 3 laps too late there, Sainz. And now Rosberg is under attack from Ricciardo. This is not good. This is not good. This is not helping our race in the long term. Right, Ricciardo's down past. Ricciardo's going to overtake me and Bottas here. Obviously, Ricciardo is on a 2-stop, so, you know, him overtaking us won't be much of an issue, but it's the fact that he's been holding us up. And now, look at this. Sainz is going a lot faster than Rosberg. He gained 4 tenths there. I'm going to put him on race. So, Sainz, if you can overtake Rosberg, be my guest, mate. We did screw you over a little bit with the pit stop, so if you can overtake Rosberg, you have my blessing, because, well, yeah, it's fair enough racing. I don't want to allow team orders, so Sainz, if you want to overtake him, go ahead if you've got the pace to, because at the moment, Rosberg's not doing the job to overtake Bottas. And there we, ooh, they were side by side there for a little bit, so I sped through. Let's watch this. I don't want them to hold each other up too much, but at the moment, they're kind of lining they're line astern at the moment like this. Right, lap 20, sit rep. All's calm really now in the Grand Prix, I'm going to be honest. Nothing's really happened. P4 Bottas, P5 still Rosberg, P6 Sainz, but you can see the pace is green, green, green. For Sainz is 3 tenths faster, Rosberg's about 2 tenths faster. So actually, after all the chaos and the slowing down with the traffic, we're all going pretty well. Like, this little trio, Bottas, Rosberg, and Sainz, this little train, we're kind of slipstreaming each other, and the pace is all kind of in tandem, getting faster and faster, and it's going pretty well. So, at the moment, no complaints. I'm letting Sainz race, so if he has the pace, he can overtake Rosberg if he wants, but at the moment, Sainz just unable to make anything work on Rosberg, but apart from that, all's really calm. I just kind of wish it was the other way around, that both of us could be ahead of Bottas instead, but at the moment, his Mercedes car is just doing enough to stay ahead of us. In terms of tyre wear, Bottas is on how much tyre wear? 52. We're on 52 and 49 respectively, so pretty much the same. So it's going to be very intriguing at the end of this Grand Prix. You can see we're getting close to Bottas. It's going to be interesting to see when we pull the trigger to try and overtake Bottas, and if it's going to be enough, and there's going to be enough laps left in the Grand Prix to pull the trigger and to actually overtake him and then actually stay ahead of him. But You can see now the two stoppers are starting to make their pit stops. Vettel's already come in. He's in P6 on a lot of pace. He's really attacking those tyres now. So it's going to be a question of if both of us can attack Bottas to overtake him, and also if at all we can defend against the likes of Vettel, Ricciardo and Hamilton. I'm guessing where Hamilton is going to come out, he'll be right in the middle of us or ahead of Bottas. So really the people we're fighting are Vettel, Ricciardo and Bottas, not Hamilton. I think Hamilton's pretty much out of the question. He's just too OP at the moment. Well, I'm going to put both of them on high because they're both getting stuck. You can see Sainz being stuck behind Rosberg for 4 laps now. Rosberg's also stuck behind Bottas. And you can see now Vettel's closing up. So I'm going to start telling them to push a little bit. And Sainz is looking a little bit peaky. He looks like he wants to make an overtake on Rosberg pretty damn soon. Rosberg right behind Bottas. Here we go. Here's a bit of a run. Can Rosberg overtake Valtteri? No, not quite there. This is interesting because Vettel's coming at a rate of knots. I need them to get past Bottas. Bottas is seriously holding us up. Right, I'm gonna go overtake mode on the next lap and see if Rosberg can get past because we really, really need to. Right, here comes Vettel. Okay, here we go. We need to go for it. We need to go for it. Overtake, pushing, overtake mode. Let's go for it. Both you guys, push like hell. We need to try and get past Bottas now. He's holding us up too much, and let's try and stay ahead of one Sebastian Vettel if we can. You got to do it this lap, guys. You got to do it this lap. Look at that red Ferrari coming up, lurking up behind like an absolute shark. Right, 3/10 gained. Please, please, Rosberg, Sainz, you need to do this now or never. Especially for Rosberg, he won't be able to save this fuel probably later on in the Grand Prix. Come on, he's gained 5/10 here. Sainz down the inside of Rosberg. Sainz is going to overtake Rosberg. They're going to swap. Rosberg drops down, but now Sainz has lost time fighting. So our two drivers fighting each other. Sainz v Rosberg's losing us more time to Vettel. There goes Vettel. But Bottas is also going like an absolute snail at the moment. He's really annoying me. Bottas is going so slow. We've gained a whole second there on that lap. These guys are in the pits now. Ricciardo, where is he? He's behind us. Hamilton pits and he's out ahead of us, like I said. But this is now really dire stuff. Bottas is a big bloody bottleneck now in this race. And Sainz now is going to be susceptible to Sebastian Vettel. This is bad news for us. I'm going to go medium and neutral. I'm going to go medium neutral. There's no point us pushing now in this stage of the Grand Prix because we're gonna be overtaken by Vettel. There's no question about it. It's just about hopefully getting Bottas to be overtaken by Vettel and lose enough time for us to then overtake him for 3rd place. Right, there goes Vettel down the inside of Rosberg there. Vettel up into 3rd place, so we're P4 and P5 at the moment, which is a still pretty damn solid job, but I want Vettel to overtake Bottas, and as he does it, hold him up enough that then we can try and attack in the last couple of laps to maybe overtake him. But at the moment, we're on conserve. The tyre temps are really shooting down, though. That's the only concern is the tyre temps are really quite poor. But we're saving fuel with both drivers. We've got 5 laps left. Where's Ricciardo? Ricciardo's only 3 seconds behind. That's another threat as well. God damn it, Bottas. You've been the biggest pain in the arse this entire race, man. Right, sit rep Rosberg at the moment. I'm saving fuel with him. He's behind Vettel. You can see Vettel's actually slowing down on his tyres. So I think he's shot his tyre temps up, Vettel has. So due to that, Vettel's not going away from us too far. So I'm thinking now's a good time to save the fuel with Rosberg. Meanwhile, though, behind with Sainz, you can see Ricciardo's catching rapidly. So the 2-stop is working well for Vettel and Ricciardo, but I definitely didn't think we had the pace for it. So I think the 1-stop's still going to work out for us. But working out for us, I don't know what the definition of working out for us is in terms of getting, what, P5 and 6 maybe? I don't know. Just, I think it could have been a really different race if Bottas didn't hold us up so much. Absolute P-R-I-C-K. Just, Right, Ricciardo is right behind Carlos Sainz now. So pretty much it's going to be a defensive drive from Sainz to try and get this to the end of the Grand Prix. For Rosberg, I'm not too sure. We're on high at the moment. We've got a bit of fuel to burn with him, but his tyre temps are pretty low as well. I don't really know. I think we're going to have to... I think the best result is P4 and P5. And somehow, the jammy sod Bottas, he's on 18% tyre wear. He's been so slow this entire stint, holding me and holding both my drivers up, Rosberg and Sainz, and yet somehow it looks like the jammy git is actually going to get 2nd place somehow in this Grand Prix. Now's the time he decides to speed up. What a absolute moron. And Ricciardo is past us, although I'm on high fuel mixture now with Sainz, but Ricciardo has the pace there, and I just don't have the tyre wear anymore. Right, Rosberg is on 16% worn, 15% worn, and Bottas has pit for a late pit stop there. Very late pit stop. So we're up into third now with Rosberg, but he's not got the tyre wear. He's got a bit of fuel to play around with. So let's see. Could we do this? A miracle third place maybe after Bottas has pit late in the Grand Prix. Thank hell for that. But I think it's going to be very, very tough for us to pull this off. Ricciardo's right behind us, but let's see. I mean, this is what world champions can do maybe with Rosberg. Let's see, mate. Let's pull out the skills. See what your defensive driving's like against Ricciardo, one of the best attackers in Formula 1. Let's see. Oh, God, this is close. I think it's inevitable, mate. I think it's inevitable. Oh, boy, this is close. We are saving some decent fuel, though, with Rosberg in the middle sector. And actually, look at this. Sainz is closing up. He's on 8%. He's closing up, though. He's actually closing up rapidly. On to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Let's go overtake mode. Let's go overtake mode a little bit. Down this straight. Let's see. Can we close up a little bit to Ricciardo? 7%. These tyres are going off the cliff, but he's still gaining some time here. Sainz is. Let's go high now. We could pull this off. This could be a miracle third place. But I'm very intrigued. Sainz. What on earth is this man doing? He's closing up. He's closing up. Okay, there goes Ricciardo. He's close. He's close. He's close. He's close. Let's keep it overtake mode a little bit. Push away from him in the middle sector here if we can. Oh, Ricciardo. Will he dive down the inside? Maybe not. Keep it high. There goes Ricciardo. It's going to be bloody close. Oh, my God. Where's Sainz? Sainz is on 5%. Oh, my God. Right. Do we even have the tyre wear for this? Right. I'm going to go... I don't even know. Keep it on conserve. I'm really concerned about that Force India, though. He's on 5%. Right. I'm going to go... This is really tense. This is really tense because Rosberg's doing a miracle right now, but also Sainz is because he gained quite a bit there, but now he's losing some time. Right, let's go overtake mode and back up here and try and push away if we can. High. Okay. Sainz, he might just do this, and Rosberg might just do this. Come on, pushing away down the straight. Come on, not like this. Cross the line. There we go, champ. Third place. There's the podium. And there's fifth. Okay. Wow. That turned around in the last minute. Screw you, Bottas. You deserve that late pit stop, mate. You deserve that 9th place. You screwed us over the entire race and nearly made us forfeit that third place. But there we go. We rightly take third place back. Vettel and Hamilton were in the world of their own. So the best we could have got was third. And we have done with Rosberg. What a drive there at the end. With, 8% tyre wear to stay ahead of Daniel Ricciardo on what was, 47% tyre wear on a soft tyre compound. What a drive there from Nico Rosberg. That is a brilliant drive. And Sainz, fair play, right at the end, he actually sped up on 5% tyre wear and was actually catching Ricciardo back. And he at least finishes through for 5th place. So overall, I'd say that's a really great result, considering how much Valtteri bloody Bottas screwed us over that entire race, that entire medium stint. He was such a little, just a nuisance, that entire stint. And so he got karma. That's karma. Having to pit that late, that is karma for him. So there we go, bronze trophy, but Hamilton once again wins another Grand Prix. But in the championship then, look at that. 1 point difference between Vettel and Rosberg. But both of us move up ahead of Valtteri Bottas. So 2 Germans now scrapping out for best of the rest in 2nd place there. Sainz still stays put in 6th because he did get beaten by Ricciardo, but let's see if we can get him next time. But we're only 5 points behind Ricciardo, and we are both catching Valtteri Bottas, so let's see about that. And Leclerc is still somehow in 10th place, having done 1 race this season. That's amazing. I love the fact that we've got 3 drivers in our team in the top 10. That's pretty cool. And the constructors-wise, still 2nd and 2-3-3. Obviously, Mercedes extend their lead somewhat, but still healthily in 2nd place. And we're now over halfway through the season. More and more now, I'm believing that we can get 2nd place, which we pretty damn amazing, considering remember at the start of the season, I was saying let's aim for beating Force India and getting 4th place, which would be best of the rest outside the top 3 teams of Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull. For us to be 2nd right now in Season 3, that is absolutely awesome. And yeah, pretty good all round. Driver form 5.4, Sainz 7.4, decent. Obviously, Leclerc gained some more knowledge there on his stats. That's good. He's pretty close to getting a new level of fitness there, so that's good. and 1.6 in the bank. Thank you very much. So we're now 6.8 million. So looking very good. So overall, decent episode. Obviously not as amazing as the last one at the British Grand Prix, but overall, like I said, considering that race and how Bottas treated us, I think that's a pretty good result for us to get a podium there. So, guys, in the comments below, finally, do let me know if you guys think I should now build a risky part. We've got 6.8 million, so I think we can maybe afford one risky part, and if you guys do think I should make a risky part, what part should it be on? We've got, we're 9th for that, 8th, 9th, 8th, 9th, and we're 5th. So let me know in the comments below what part I should make a new risky one for next season, if we should do one anyway. But apart from that, guys, great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. So if you did enjoy it, hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.